Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to learn our first bit of Python syntax. Very simple. It's called the print function, but also we're going to see how to execute Python files, which is really the focus. We just need to have something to put in those files, and for now, it's just going to be print. So I think it will be best if you follow along, or you try to follow along with what I'm going to do, because you need to make sure that these steps work on your machine in order for you to have a good time through the rest of the course. We'll be doing this all the time. So what we're going to do is make a new file, and I'm going to make it just on my desktop. You have a lot of options for how you do that. You could do it through PowerShell. If you watch that section, there are commands that we can do using the PowerShell. You could do it through Sublime, which is what I'm going to do. So I've opened Sublime, and I'm going to go Control-N to make a new file, and let's just save this one as first.py or firstapp.py. Okay, app is a big, let's go with first program. App is too generous of a name. First program.py and on the desktop. So make sure you're putting it on your desktop because we're going to need to navigate to that desktop in PowerShell to actually execute it. Okay, so I'm going to save it there. I'm not going to put it in a folder, just right on the desktop. Save. .py, very important. And let's just start by typing your name in quotes or hello in quotes. And you should get some syntax highlighting where inside of quotes it turns a certain color. Depending on the color scheme you have set up, you can change that here. And we'll save. Control-S or file save. So now for the actual part of executing this code. We just need to open up PowerShell, just search for it, and we need to navigate to that file. So this is why I included that whole command line section. If you are unfamiliar with the commands that I'm going to show, just go back and watch some of the videos. You don't have to watch everything, but focus on ls, pwd, and cd. So I type ls, and by default, remember, I open up in my home directory, which is my username, Colt. And I can see here's my desktop. So I need to move to my desktop, cd desktop, use tab for autocomplete. I type ls, my file is here. First program.py. So now I need to run this. And before I showed you just typing command or just typing Python and hitting enter opens up the REPL. I'll quit out of there. We're going to execute this file though, because that Python REPL is great for trying things out just to see how something works or for educational purposes. But when we actually write code, it's going to be in a file like this. To run this, let me just clear. I'm going to run Python, the same command, space, the name of the file, and I'll just use autocomplete with tab, Python first program.py. And I'm going to hit enter. There's Python code in there, but nothing happens. But that's a good sign, because that means that it ran it as Python and didn't encounter any problems. For example, if I went in here and then tried to type something like this, gibberish, that's not in quotes, and I save the file, Control-S, and I go back, I'll use the up arrow to recall that line. If I try and run it now, I get this error message. Name error is not defined. It doesn't know what I'm talking about. So it's a good sign that we didn't encounter any errors in the first time we ran the file. But to actually output something so we see something printed out, we need to use our first bit of Python code, which is the print function. So we type print, P-R-I-N-T, with open and closing parentheses, no space afterwards, just like this. And whatever we put inside of here, I'll just cut that out and paste it in. That is what will be printed out. So feel free to change the message. I'm just going to save that file. So make sure you save. A lot of times people who are new to coding forget to save. Then we go and run it. All I do, recall that same line, Python, the name of the file, and now it prints out hello. Whereas previously, we had the text here. It's called a string. We'll focus on that in just 1 or 2 sections from now. It was running it as Python code, but it wasn't doing anything. It was like whispering hello into the dark, and it just disappeared into the infinite abyss of Python. Now we're printing it out so that we can see it. And that's all that we'll cover about print for now. It's just a function that prints something out to your PowerShell or to your standard out is what it's called. Whatever context you're running Python in, it will be printed in. So if somebody on a Mac ran this same code, they downloaded your exact file you made on your PC, They run it on their Mac, the same thing happens, except it doesn't print out in PowerShell, it prints out in the Mac terminal. Okay, so to wrap that up, just make sure that you're comfortable enough writing a new file, so whether it's file new or Control-N in Sublime, putting a single line like a print function call inside of it, and then navigating to it using PowerShell and executing it. And if you're not, then I recommend you go back and just watch the videos on CD, ls, and pwd in the command line section. I know it's not that fun, and you want to get to Python, but we need to be able to run our Python files. Okay, I'll shut up now. Next, you have the world's simplest exercise in the Udemy coding exercise platform. It's by far the easiest one you'll have. All you have to do is print your name on a single line. And it's not really about, testing your knowledge. It's just to make sure that you're comfortable using the platform. Type your code in, hit submit, and if you write print and you do it correctly, you should see something good. If you don't, it will ask you or tell you there's an error. So that's next.